Congratulations, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Seth, we're proud of you, Seth. And, you know, you're still part of our family, Golden Boy Promotions. And I'll have our co-promoter for the opening fight say a few words. Tom?
Thanks, Eric. That was a great show tonight. We had the opening bout with two exciting heavyweights. Seth Mitchell was throwing bombs in there, and Jonathan was countering, and it just, you know, could have really gone either way. I just think the experience of Jonathan and his preparation and just the focus that he put into the whole training camp, that came through. Roner looked tremendous in his main event, but you know, we're excited about what Jonathan did. I think he made history tonight. He trained the heavyweight champion of the world last week as the chief trainer. He came back in a championship fight himself tonight, and I don't think any boxer has ever done that before. So really appreciate the support, and congratulations to Jonathan.
So we had a great night of boxing. It was an opportunity to show the world that Atlantic City is open for business. Most importantly, we showed the world that, you know, Atlantic City was, down but not out. And bringing this event here to Atlantic City was very important for Golden Boy Promotions, for all the fighters, and we had a great night. I do want to announce in attendance we had 4,200 tickets in attendance, and 3,800 sold. And we did promise to donate part of the proceeds. We also did promise to donate monies for every knockout of every fight. And Golden Boy Promotions raised $14,764. Caesar's Palace, thank you very much for matching it, another $14,764. And me personally, I want to match that also for a total of $44,292 to the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City. So that's really what it's all about. But at this moment, let me introduce to you, just to say a few words. First, Seth Mitchell, you know, who had it was a good fight. It was a good fight, and, you know, just say a few words.
First and foremost, I want to, thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to walk out the ring healthy. You know, I always say that's most important. I want to congratulate Jonathon Banks for, stellar performance. He did what he was supposed to do. I also want to thank my team. I want to thank Golden Boy, Al Heyman, everybody for allowing me to have this opportunity. I want to thank my manager, Sharif Salim, and my trainer, Andre Hunter, especially, because we had a hell of a training camp. Pretty much everything that Jonathon Banks did tonight, I saw it in training camp. You know, he mimicked him well. And one thing that we definitely worked on was, me not reaching, and because he's a counter puncher, and he set the traps. And in the first round, I felt that I won the first round. I felt that I touched him, and he definitely felt my power. And I saw that my aggression was getting to him, and got a little reckless in the second round. And he capitalized on my reaching and countered, and did what he was supposed to do. But it's mentally I'm fine. Of course, I'm disappointed because I didn't have the outcome that I wanted to have. But physically, I'm great. I want to, just get back to the drawing board, enjoy the rest of this month. But again, I want to thank Jonathon Banks. You did a hell of a job, man. And you got the belt. I definitely wanted that belt, and you did what you were supposed to do tonight. And I just wish you continued success, man.
All right, hey, without any further ado, Jonathon Banks, great work.
Thank you, Oscar. I just want to start off by thanking Golden Boy, as well as my promotional staff, my training staff. And I also want to thank Seth Mitchell and his whole team, because the fight was postponed so many times. They could have changed opponents. They didn't have to take this fight. And I especially want to thank the whole team for their attitude, because a lot of times you do not find guys, first-class guys in boxing. I really want to appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And as far as the fight, I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I knew Seth is a guy that wants to win, and take nothing away from the guy, heart, determination, everything. He definitely brought it to the table. He was coming, he wanted to win. And I was just, basically my whole game plan was for speed. I wasn't thinking about power. No one really thought I had the power for heavyweight, but I just wanted to train as hard as I can and just continue to get the speed in there, because I felt that if I was fast enough, I could do pretty much whatever I wanted to do. And once again, the fight was a good fight, and once again, I take my hat off to Seth Mitchell as a fighter. Very strong guy. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to come back stronger and punching a little bit harder, because this is just, it's a learning experience. It's not about who gets knocked down, it's about how you get back up. And I really believe from just knowing Seth Mitchell these couple days that he's going to get back up, and he's not going to have any problem coming back into the ring once again, starting his winning streak. And I just want to thank Golden Boy again, my promotional K2, and thank HBO, because tonight was a very good night.
Before we go to questions, just want to say that Golden Boy is back next Saturday on HBO with Andre Berto versus the Ghost Guerrero, which is going to be a terrific fight down there in California. So if you guys have any questions for Seth Mitchell or for Banks.
I got a question. Jonathon Banks, he's an underdog in this fight. Anything he can wrong? Young Henry, myself, and look up to you feel like Jonathon's hiding that? Maybe next step, you don't even have to wish to get that one left man.
Well, first of all, thank you. To answer your question, I don't have a problem fighting. I would love to have the revenge that I lost, so that is not a problem for me. And I'm a competitor. I look forward to any type of competition. And to answer your question, yes, that is on my radar, because that is, I will love, anybody will love to avenge anything that they can. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I look forward to something like that.
Right here.
Question for both of you. Seth, your jab in the first round was really effective. Most of us at ringside thought. And I wanted to ask you about that. And did you feel that you got away from it? And also, Jonathon, am I right about how effective it was? And just what was your perception of his jab? Go ahead.
I thought I did a good job. I thought I did a good job in the first round using my jab. At times I got a little wild, but at the end of the first round, I thought that my pressure and some of the shots that I had hit him with, he definitely felt. And I felt that he was, if the fight had went about 5 or 6 rounds, he would start to wilt from the pressure. But with that being said, after the first round, I got a little reckless because I saw how effective I was in the first round, and I might have rushed a little bit, and just got wild with my shots. And it was one thing that we worked on religiously, not reaching on him, because he's a counterpuncher and he can catch with those shots, and he capitalized on it, and he finished the job, and so kudos to him.
As far as his jab, I thought Seth Mitchell's jab was really good. It was better. It actually was better tonight than it ever have been. And I didn't have a problem with it because I kind of expected him to kind of start jabbing. I just didn't know would he start with it or would he start with power. But I expected the pressure. I trained for the pressure, and I take my hat off to him because he did so much. He did everything right, as far as I'm concerned, because he came forward, he started working behind his jabs, and that's what made the fight really difficult, because you already got a big, strong guy in front of you to take a punch. Everyone sees that. But then he started working behind his jab, so it made it a little difficult. So I had to hurry up and switch up certain things. that I initially wanted to do, but I didn't do it first because how he came at me. That's the one thing that in boxing, you can't guarantee how your opponent going to come at you. You only can assume and prepare for what you assume. And one thing Seth said when we was on the conference call that I definitely agree with is having more than one game plan, because you don't know what's going to happen the night of the fight. And once I seen him coming towards me, working behind his jab, I said, okay, now I got to switch up and do something else.
Sound more like a trainer.
Okay, right here.
Jonathan, it's obviously a ways down the road, but what would happen if you got the opportunity to fight when the clutch goes?
As of right now, I have no idea.
Would you do it?
I mean, if it's on the table, I mean, I never took a plate of food off the table. So if it's on the table, I mean, I'll take it.
Jonathan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Coming into this fight, you spent a lot of time preparing yourself to fight Seth. Talk about your two-a-days you did for that fight with your trainer. I think you had the two-a-days you were doing to train Vladimir. Did you ever at any time during your training camp think that, you know, maybe just the physicalness of what I'm doing, I'm leaving it all in the gym and I might not have it all when I get to the arena Saturday night?
No, I never thought about that. I mean, the whole situation with me preparing to fight Seth and preparing Vladimir, it was just a situation of knowing what you have to do and doing it. I mean, actually, believe it or not, it actually sounds harder than what it really was.
Are you looking forward to a nice rest?
Exactly. I was that's what really gathered me up, because at the end of the night, every night, I just passed out and I slept so hard. But the fight week, which is last week, all during the week, it really gave me a whole lot of rest, because all I had to do was train pretty much once or maybe twice a day. I didn't have to train someone else. So I mean, it just really helped me out. A lot of people assumed because I was training in Austria that I was going to be affected by coming over to the States. But I mean, it does nothing to me. Jet lag, I had no problem with that, and I never do. So.
I also want to ask you, you know, you and your team and Vladimir, you all came from Germany after the fight. You had a very emotional day on Tuesday with Emmanuel's memorial service. Some guys that would be a distraction. Other guys, they would use it to sort of motivate them. Did you think about him at all during the fight, during the walk to the ring? I mean, where was Emmanuel's situation in your head coming into this fight?
Emmanuel was all in my ear and all in my head, because you got to understand that you're talking about a guy who introduced me to boxing, who taught me just about everything I know about boxing. You know, when I first traveled to an HBO meeting, I traveled really bad. You know, when I first met the great Oscar De La Hoya, I was standing right next to Emmanuel. When I first met the great Bernard Hopkins, I was standing next to Emmanuel. So all the good things, all the positive things that happened in boxing came through that. And he was with me tonight in spirit. He was all in my ear telling me, just keep, in other words, keep moving and keep boxing. We understood that he was going to get pressured a whole lot. That what we understood, and that's what we was prepared for. And I mean, he was with me the whole time. So that's why the first thing I did and said that I dedicated this victory to Emmanuel, because he prepared me for it a long time ago, and I'm definitely grateful for him for that.
Hey, Jonathan, was there any point where you thought you had him?
No, I didn't think I had him until Eddie Cotton waved it off, because I think the worst thing you could do is assume you got a guy, such a big puncher like Seth. You can't assume you have him, because it's not over until the referee waved it off. Because at any given time, as I'm going for him, he could have caught me with the same shot. I could have been in just as much or worse trouble. So I wasn't overconfident. I didn't try to punch myself out. I didn't try to overdo nothing. I wanted each shot to land, because I knew if it landed, it would count. And that's basically what was going through my head, because I knew for a fact that I kept in my mind that this guy's a big puncher. You cannot take advantage of anything. You can't relax, because at any given moment, at one point, I was going for a right hand and he was coming across with a left hook. So if I would have fell asleep on it, then I mean, I could have been in the same situation.
Anyone else?
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.